guys, I'm back with another video on minivans. Now you have to excuse me, I've been sick for the last week or so I don't sound very good, but I really wanted to do this video. So minivans at Disney World. Now in the end of July at the D23 Expo, Disney announced the start of minivans, which would be a transportation service that they will offer using the Lyft app. Now, originally they said the service will be offered from 6:30 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. Subject to change, of course, like everything at Disney. Now, the way this works is Disney was going to, well, they did. Disney started with just a couple of resorts. They started with the Boardwalk, the Yacht Club, and the Beach Club, and only guests staying at those three resorts were able to use the minivans. And like I said, it uses the Lyft app, but the only way that the minivans would show up on your Lyft app were if the cast member at Bell Services activated your account. And now there's a $20 charge to go anywhere on Disney property, one way. And the vans hold up to 6 people. There are also different types of vans. So all the vans have 2 car seats in them, 2 child car seats, and the drivers are all very trained and competent on how to quickly and properly install the car seats. There are also there are different type of vans as far as if you have a guest in an EVC or a wheelchair, so you don't have to, they're not limiting for, you know, only able-bodied guests are able to use it or anything like that. Like I said, the cast member at Bell Services has to activate to kind of give you permission to use the minivans. And you go through the Lyft app and you order your van. And the problem that a lot of guests were seeing, specifically in the very end of August and beginning of September, was once Disney added the Wilderness Lodge and Animal Kingdom Lodge to the resorts where guests were allowed to use this service, the demand has far exceeded the supply. They were told that Disney does have a supply of 2018 Chevy Traverses, which these are 2017 Chevy Traverses on order, but they're not due for a while. So some guests were saying they never had less than a 15-minute wait when they used the van. I think that was they made it sound like that was during peak hours though. During non-peak hours, other guests had much more positive experience where they never had to wait or only had to wait 2 or 3 minutes for the van to arrive. Now, when we were there at the end of August, we saw them everywhere. Our resort, the resorts that we stayed at were not able to use them, and we had a car anyway, so we didn't use them, but we did see them. Now, like I said, there are different types of vehicles depending on if you have somebody that's in a wheelchair or some kind of other assistive vehicle of transportation, like an EVC. EVC. So what they did is they numbered the vans, and you can see the number of the van you're going to get on the app, and then you'll know the number of the van when it arrives to pick you up. Now at Disney Springs, the minivans also have the option they have several different drop-off points as opposed to, like I said, it uses the Lyft app. So Uber and Lyft drivers just have, I think it's like one drop-off point, maybe 1 or 2 drop-off points, but the minivan drivers can use multiple points, so you can get closer to your destination. So what guests were really enjoying was that they could just tell them where they were going at Disney Springs, and then they would give them the closest drop-off point. Now, guests have also said that while $20 one way is frequently not the best in terms of price, because Uber and Lyft are less expensive, they did feel that the service was spectacular. You know, you can get the different kinds of vans if you have a guest in a wheelchair. They have the car seats, and they're not an additional charge for a car seat, which is not always the case if you use Uber or Lyft. And the drivers are completely trained to use the car seats, and the drivers are also extremely knowledgeable. Now, the guests that I've read reviews that have used this service said that Disney's known for their top-notch customer service, and the drivers of the minivans were no exception, that they were a wealth of knowledge, and that they really were able to help them out quite a bit in terms of just any of their general Disney questions. Like I mentioned, originally it was just the Boardwalk area hotels, so that included the Boardwalk Inn, the Yacht Club, and the Beach Club. This did not include the Swan and Dolphin, as those are not Disney hotels. But on August 21st, they added the Wilderness Lodge and they added Animal Kingdom Lodge. Now, as of this week, end of September, I will list off all of the hotels that are currently able to use the minivan service. Okay, so you can use Animal Kingdom Lodge, Beach Club, Boardwalk Inn, Wilderness Lodge, including the Wilderness Lodge villas, the Copper Creek villas and the Boulder Ridge villas, the Grand Floridian, Polynesian, and Yacht Club. So they're obviously starting with the deluxes. That would leave the Contemporary. Is that the only deluxe that's left? That would leave the Contemporary. I'm not sure as far as, are they going to go to the moderates next and then the values last? I'm not sure about that, but that's where they are at right now in terms of who can use the minivans and how it's been going. So very interesting. They're adorable. Like I said, we saw them several times on our trip, and the idea just cracks me up. Minivans, M-I-N-N-I-E. They're red with white polka dots. I don't know why, I just find this so hilarious. It just cracks me up. So I think it's actually a really good thing, giving guests another option of transportation. You can still use Uber and Lyft if you want. You can still rent a car. You can still use the Disney transportation, but it's just another option. And guests really like that it is far faster to use this option, depending on wait time, of course, than to use the regular Disney transportation and the regular Disney buses, because they can bring you closer to your destination and you don't have to make stops at other resorts, etc. So that's the update on the minivans right now. So I hope you guys found this helpful, and thanks for watching. Bye.